Thank you for taking a few minutes to spend with me. I really do appreciate it. My name is Vaughan Scott, and I've been fortunate to have been in this industry for a long time and seen a lot. But I think that the truth of the matter is that we're all seeing things that people haven't seen for over 100 years. And so, unfortunately, we all like to have answers. We all want to find something that we believe we can sort of tie back to. And the reality is that there are very few people living today who probably even remember the last time that we experienced the pandemic. And I also think that it's unfortunate that many times people are expecting answers today, and frankly, we're probably not going to have answers for some time. So what can we do with that? How can we not only survive but thrive in this type of an environment? And I think several things come to mind that are really important. One is that we really need to kind of get back to the basics. I think a lot of times people are comfortable with risk when it's always to the upside, and we talk about the fact that there can be situations where markets are much more volatile, which is certainly what we've seen. But candidly, it had been a decade even since we had seen that. And so, the realities is that I think we have to expect that volatility is here to stay for a while. But we also need to take comfort in the fact that throughout history, every bear market, which is what we've been experiencing, has ultimately been replaced with another bull market. And that's not to sound like Pollyanna and to act like everything is blue skies and butterflies. We certainly have a lot of concerns that we need to address. One of the things that I believe is really important about any investment strategy that's longer term is that instead of trying to guess whether the market's going to be in the next 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, it's impossible for anyone to guess with any integrity or with any real validity because there are just so many questions that are yet to remain answered. But the important question, though, for true longer-term investing, we need to be thinking about what do we believe that things are going to be better in 5 to 7 years. Now, personally, obviously, we want things to be better much sooner, but at the same time, longer term, as we think about our investments, we should be thinking with those kinds of time horizons in mind. And we know that's one of the basic principles, but we often forget that. The other thing for business owners that I believe many business owners got a little bit too comfortable with risk in every aspect of their portfolio, and maybe even in some cases, reserves that were boring and weren't quite earning enough had been moved into things that were maybe more growth oriented that shouldn't have been. And I think in situations like that, we need to really take stock of, what are the funds that were originally intended to be true cash reserves or cash equivalents, and maybe that migrated to things that have more risk. And should we be migrating those back, even though currently the situation is such that it seems like we're not all the way back to the top. The challenge is I think for business owners especially, we need to accept the fact that we may actually retest the lows again. Now, do we certainly don't hope that happens, but it's certainly that is one of the outcomes that is possible. And candidly, if history repeats itself, more likely than unlikely. We're going to start to see things get better, but then unfortunately we're going to also then find out that maybe things can't get better as quickly as we would like. And we need to remember, again, one of the basics we need to remember is that the markets capitulate between fear and greed. And I think we really saw that when we had these 1,000-point swings, from one day to the next. And certainly I hope we don't get back to those, but I think we need to be prepared that we're at least going to see some of those. Certainly not as many as we had all together and in a row. And we'd love to, even if it's just to help reassess your situation, and it's really a situation where you're not in a place that you're willing to even consider other options, we want to be there as a resource for folks, if nothing else, to just confirm that they're on the right track. I mean, unfortunately, all too often, folks in our industry get a reputation for doing things that only serve themselves. One of the things that I'm very proud of at our team is we spend enormous amounts of time trying to not only help our clients but also help other members of the financial services community to really make it a better ecosystem, to make it a better place. And so anything that we can do to help ease people's minds or help them determine that their plan can be improved and/or determine that maybe their plan is right on track and that they should have confidence in it. These things are equally valuable. One of the many things that we're very fortunate to enjoy here at Axiom is an amazing team, and as it relates to financial planning, we not only have one certified financial planner, we have 3 of them. We're a team of 7, but 3 of those 7 team members are certified financial planners. And for anybody that's been through the process with a certified financial planner, there's enormous value to be gained from that, and certainly a lot of insights. And then it truly is a team environment. All of our clients work with our entire team, so we're able to leverage a lot of strengths in that. And most importantly, I think people have a lot of comfort and confidence in knowing that there really are a number of people that are helping to develop solutions that make sense for each client, and that each client we appreciate, respect, and want to facilitate their needs, their goals, and most importantly, help them achieve them over the long term.